All right, so let's move on to these wings that the Knight of Cups has on top of his helmet. Let me see if I can adjust this a little bit and pull it up. There we go. So those wings are the wings of Hermes. And Hermes was a Greek god. These wings on his helmet symbolize his connection with creativity, which I think is really cool. And like Hermes, this knight is holding out the message of the cup. Okay? And telling the world to love and to create, which is a great message. And for me, honestly, I am always creating. I am always taking on new creative projects. I cannot be happy unless I'm researching something and going down very detailed into a topic or something that I'm interested in. I want to find out more about it, and then I'll just get really into it. And as a matter of fact, the other day I was reading about this new planet that they discovered in our solar system, like in 2008, something like that. It's called, it's a dwarf planet, and it's called Sedna. And Sedna is the name of a goddess of water in the Inuit culture. And so I totally got into doing some research about that. So I am totally always trying to create. And I love to be around people who also have creative minds and creative aspects of their personality, that they're like always asking questions and wanting to know more about something and willing to talk about their feelings and their stories. I love that because I'm exactly the same way. So now, the horse. I haven't talked much about the horses, but horses are featured in 7 cards of the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot cards. Horses are found in the 4 knights, and then in the death card, like I showed you. They're also found in a tarot card that it's the 6 of Wands, and then of the Sun. I don't have examples of those cards. The 6 of Wands is a great card, actually, and the Sun. But horses are featured in all of those cards in the tarot, in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Now, horses have long been associated with desire, wilderness, freedom. They're social creatures, and they're full of beauty and elegance. They also have an air of nobility and dignity, and they embody a sense of pride and power. They're fascinating animals. I never did learn to ride horses, but I've been on them. Now, they also show momentum. They show expansive energy because they're so strong, you know. They can run for hours. And they also give you a sense of force. They can force themselves to pull a lot of weight. They're just very strong animals. They're amazing, and they're very beautiful. Absolutely beautiful animals. Now, I've talked about the river and the terrain, but I just wanted to make sure that I had covered the fact that the knight holds the cup. His main reason for being there. Okay, he's here because of the cup. He wants to give me a message this night. I am receiving a message. And I don't really know if this cup is half empty or half full. But it doesn't matter. Because for me, even if it's half empty or half full, which is really the same thing, that doesn't mean that there cannot be more to be put into the cup and to share, to pour out. You can pour out and then put more in it, and pour out and put more in it, that kind of thing. Or have somebody put some in and then you drink it. Pour some more energy, some more knowledge in, and then you drink that. So it can be completely full, maybe for a little bit, but eventually it's going to be empty, right? And that's the whole point, I think. It's to constantly be filling our cups of creativity, constantly be engaged with the creative process, with our full cup, empty cup of the creative process in our lives. And it doesn't matter if I'm being offered a cup or I am giving the cup, because you can offer a cup, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be accepted. Just as somebody can give you a full cup and not necessarily mean that you will accept it. So it's all a thing of opening up to the possibilities of new things coming in, just like helping others to open up to the possibilities of you bringing new things in. And I think that this night for me represents both of these energies, this flowing of in and out of energy, like the breath of the atmosphere, the breath of the universe, breathing in and breathing out, flowing in and flowing out. And that's how I see it. And I think it's a beautiful message. And I love it. And I totally embrace it. Now, let's see. Now, this night, also for me, which I can totally relate to, represents this energy come in many aspects of my life throughout the years. It's always come, given, and gone. I've always come, given, and gone. And, it's just like I said earlier, just a continuous thing ever since I was little. I was always, and I think that's all of us. We want to have friends, we want to play, we want to have friends to play with, we want to have friends that we can call and who will call us. I mean, that's just, it's just like being kids, right? Unfortunately, when we become adults, we don't always do that very good. We're not very good at it. But I think it's important to always try, to always be bringing the cup, always be a bringer of the cup, and always be a receiver of the cup, if you can. And what I find sometimes is that I don't always receive the cup very well. Sometimes I'm just like not in that space. So I'm guilty of it for sure. Now, let's see. We did talk about the river. I really find the whole idea of water as an interesting element, because it's precisely that creative process, especially if it's flowing water. Like, I could say that some cultures are like a stagnant pond, with the water really, once it gets in, it's kind of like stuck and it can't move anywhere. And sometimes, countries can get stuck in that stagnance. And we can get stuck in that stagnant energy, where we're just like a puddle, just doesn't move. Very different from a water that's flowing, like the water of a river and a stream especially. I like the imagery of the water of the stream or of the water of a river, which is constantly flowing and exploring the ground and flowing together with the earth. I love that idea of the water. So whenever I see water that's flowing in the tarot cards, I always think of that's an energy of flowing, which this energy of love, of giving and receiving and being creative, it is a flowing process, you know, a willingness to explore new terrains, new hidden nooks and crannies of life. Like that, something like that, and find joy in going to the other side and exploring new things because we're full of faith. I think, at least I am, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm extremely religious or anything like that, but it does mean that for me, I have a lot of faith, like the Fool card. That the Fool's walking. Let's see, where did that Fool go? Right, here he is. This Fool. He's got the sign behind him that's giving him all the light. I love that. That you have faith as you walk down the path of life. And even though you might be going through, dangerous terrain, you have faith. I have found myself in dangerous terrains, places that I'm not very familiar with, and I let faith carry me through. I've met women who've traveled alone in dangerous, different countries. Not necessarily dangerous. There's danger everywhere, but there's also beautiful things everywhere, and there's also lovely people everywhere. So you just gotta have faith about that. That is true, and it is. So I think that for me, to kind of just sum it up, I face the world with compassion. I try to be kind, and I try to give love that's an unselfish love. Give love not because I want something in return, but give love because I want to give it. I want to show love. And this is what I strive for all the time. I sometimes, before I walk out my door, I have to really just be really aware and conscious of I'm going out, and I'll be confronting other people, and I'll be, I want to have a smile in my face, and I want to be kind, and I want to show compassion. Also, at the same time, I want to receive those things too. Because we all want to receive love and compassion and see people smile at us when they see us. Who doesn't want that? We all want that. So I think I'm pretty normal. I think we all are. I think it's being human. It's part of being human. And so I guess that in the end, this night of the Knight of Cups, this night is looking to resolve injustice. You see somebody that's going through a hard time, and you think that's so unfair. It shouldn't be that way, and you want to. For me, I wish I could change it. I wish I could do something to change it. And I always can, and it's not, I can't always change it. I can change what happens to me in my life. Resolving injustices in my life. And sometimes things might feel that they're unjust, but you have to also look at the other side of the coin. Count your blessings. That's what I do. I count my blessings because I'm not always going to get everything I want, and things aren't always going to be fair. You know, just like when I was a kid, it was the same thing. You know, things weren't always fair. Like sometimes I would lose. You know, I lose a lot. I lose all the time. I'm always losing. You know, I'm not always a winner. And but that's okay, because in spite of that, I still have hope, and I inspire to find hope in my heart. And so, yeah, this is a very good card for me. Hey guys, thank you for visiting me, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please subscribe, because that helps get the message out to more people. This is I haven't used this channel in a long time, so it's kind of stagnant. So I'm trying to get it flowing again. So thank you for visiting. If you want to comment about any of the things that I've talked about, please feel free. I would love to hear from you. And yeah, thank you so much. Take good care, and hope you come back and visit for the next reading that I make about myself and the tarot cards. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.